Capricorn, I am your astrologer Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here's your weekly forecast for the week of Monday, March 12th to Sunday, March 18th, 2018. Now, before I get started, I just wanted to let you know that I will be doing a Mercury retrograde webinar, not this Thursday, but next Thursday on March 22nd at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Okay, in that webinar, I will talk about the most important and impactful days of Mercury retrograde. That, of course, includes Mercury retrograde itself. But also the shadow period of Mercury retrograde right before it happens, which we're in right now, as well as what's going to happen right after the retrograde, just to give you the bigger context of things. I am also going to talk about how Mercury retrograde this month will affect your zodiac sign coming in, and also some of the strengths and maybe challenges of Mercury through the signs natally if you're interested in learning about that. And of course, as with all my webinars, you'll get just questions and answers. You can ask me whatever you want there. All right, so if that's something you are interested in, please sign up below at the link down in my description box, and I hope to see you all there. Now, for your horoscope, Capricorn, what we've got going on this week is the sun hanging out in Pisces in your third house of talk and of communication, also of siblings and also of neighbors. So that could bring lots of communication for you, or lots of thinking about thinking in some way coming up. Maybe you're trying to figure out how to work better with a sibling, how to work better with your community, or how to just be more open about what it is that's going on inside you. All right, I think that could be what is happening. With the sun making a sextile to Pluto on Monday of this week, I think a lot of this communication that's going on has a lot to do about you, about who you are, about how your identity is changing, about this new person that it is that you're becoming. Maybe you're trying to communicate with other people to let them know about some changes that it is that you're making. Maybe you yourself are trying to wrap your head here around some changes you're making in life. Or maybe you're just trying to work better with your community or with the sibling to understand you, to help them understand you and what is important to you. With this being a sextile, I do see it being a very good opportunity and very positive at the beginning of this week for you to start to feel like you're communicating and it's working, and maybe people are starting to get you. All right. So that's what's coming in there. At the same time that's going on, we also have Mars here in your 12th house of your insides and of your spirituality, making a trine over here to Uranus in your 4th house of home and family. So as you're communicating, I think, in very positive ways about yourself and about who you are, I think there's also a good chance at the beginning of this week for you to start to feel much more comfortable in life, like you're building something in life that's important to you, like you're more at peace with your life, like you're overcoming some things from the past, and like you are finally starting to move forward. Okay, I do see it being very, very good, especially on Monday. Now on Tuesday and Wednesday of the week, there could be some uncomfortable feelings that do start to come in, even though I see Monday being very positive, because we do have Mars here as it's making the trine to Uranus, also in a square here with Chiron in your 3rd house. So maybe as you're trying to communicate more about yourself so that you can build something in your life and work better with home and family in some way, maybe this communication is uncomfortable for you. Maybe communicating is hard. Maybe you aren't used to talking to people in this way about these things. Maybe you yourself aren't used to thinking of yourself as the person you now are or have become. And I think maybe that's the hard thing. But if you can continue to communicate about what you're feeling, even if it doesn't feel quite right, and even if you've got a lot of like personal and private stuff going on, I think it is going to help you, and I think you are going to have a lot of support here to make it work in your favor. That's because at the same time Mars is making this like hard square to Chiron, we do have the sun in your 3rd making a very positive trine here to Jupiter in your 11th house of your goals, your dreams, and your hopes for the future. All right. So as you're communicating, if you can communicate, even if you feel a little uncomfortable doing it, I think not only is it going to help you to be more honest and open about who it is that you are so that people can understand you better, I think it's also going to help you here to finally start to reach some of your goals, to move your life in the right direction, to live a life that you see for yourself, that you envision, that really authentically is you. I think it's also going to help you as well with the 11th house to associate with groups of people and to have better social groups, to be out and about with people that really understand you, that really are your people, really are your type, really get what you're trying to create. So I think there's lots of positive things that can go on here if you just are open about what you feel. Okay, good opportunity for you to start to reach some goals and dreams and to start to feel like you're building something that is really important to you, working better with home and family and moving forward in a way that brings you more peace of mind, even if the communication part is a little bit out of your comfort zone. All right, so that's what I see happening there. The only challenge that might come midweek, of course, after the Chiron stuff, is then going to be the Venus. Venus here in your in your fourth house of home and family, making a square over here to Saturn in your first. So I think what's going on here is that you're really trying to, I want to say, while you're communicating with other people so that you can really begin to build something in your life that you feel is yours, that you feel home in, that you feel emotionally comfortable, emotionally stable in some way. And I think the only adjustment that it is that you might have to make here is on focusing more on personal matters, focusing more on private matters with the square to your fourth coming in. Maybe there's something about you that still wants to move forward, doing what you want, being who you are. And it's okay to do that. It's okay, be who you are. Like, that's not what I'm trying to say, but don't forget to really build the foundation, to really build the stability into your life that it is that you need to become this person that that is good for you, that you see for the future. And I think that's the only thing that you might just have to keep an eye on this week, is as you're communicating about yourself, as you're envisioning a life that's better for yourself, associating with people that are right for you, really having to make sure that you're going in behind yourself to build the stability, to make sure that this comfortable feeling that you feel isn't just going to last for a week, but that really can begin to stay with you, that you really can begin to build something that resonates with you, that can help take you far. All right, and I know you're good at that, Capricorn, but you're good at doing things publicly, in a very public way, letting other people know what's going on. And what the fourth house is going to start to require of you as things move in is for you to start to pay more attention to private matters, to things that not everyone else can see, but that are still very, very important, and to doing things that way. All right, and I think if you can focus on the home and family and on building a solid foundation, you're going to find that the outward success is going to come for you in the way that it is that you want. Eventually. All right, so that's happening there. Then after that, on Saturday of this week, we've got a new moon here on the 17th in Pisces, in this chart in your third house. And I think that what that's going to do on Saturday is really bring in a new beginning for you in the way that you communicate, and the way that you interact with your community, with the people in your town, and the way that you think about yourself, and the way that you think about your life. It's going to bring a new beginning there, as well as siblings and how you interact with your sisters or your brothers, your sisters-in-laws, those kind of things, okay, coming in. I think it could bring up some uncomfortable feelings with the new moon conjunct Chiron, maybe some old hurts from the past about how you communicate, about your community, about these things going on. But I think the message of this new moon especially is you gotta heal. You gotta heal these wounds when it comes to the way that you communicate and how you work with people, so that you really can begin to move into new chapters, expressing yourself in new and different ways that really resonate with you and who it is that you really want, who it is that you really are, okay? So I think that's going to start to come in on Saturday, is you really starting to focus more on building something, building deep roots in life that can support this new person that you've become, and really beginning to come into new chapters in the way that you communicate about who you are, so that you can start to feel more at peace with your life. Okay, once you do that and commit here to building something in your life that's important to you, and to communicating with people about what's going on with you, I do think there are some positive things that can happen. That's because on Sunday we do have Venus and Mercury in your fourth house come into a trine here, with the North Node in your 8th house of changes, endings and beginnings coming in. So I think the more you focus on what you can build in life that really resonates with your heart, that really resonates with you emotionally, and how you can communicate about it in better, newer, fresher ways, I think it's going to help you here to start to change your life in a much better way, in a much easier way. I think it's going to help you to start to create more of a life that it is that you really want, to live a life that you feel more deeply connected to. Like, I think that's what's coming in, is you really beginning to just live more deeply into life, a life that you really want, that feels much better for you, and that feels more comfortable on the inside. And I think you're going to have the chance to do that this week if you just communicate. Make sure to communicate about what's going on with you and to bring it all together. All right. So that's what I've got there. Then the last thing I want to mention, Sunday, Mars moving out of Sagittarius, coming into your sign, Capricorn, your first house, where it's an exaltation, being a very good thing. So I think as you're trying to begin to grow deeper into life, create more of a life that it is that you really want on a solid and stable foundation, doing something that's really important to you, I think you're going to have a lot of support here to do some things you want to do, to make some big things happen, to bring it all together. All right, it's just staying the course, staying dedicated and diligent, which I know you all are very good at doing. Okay, so I think it's going to start to be, I think it's going to start to get a lot easier, I like to think, from here on out after this new moon. All right, now your card for the week, Capricorn, is the Devil reversed. This card to me is letting go of old things, letting go of old habits coming in. Maybe there have been some things you've been attached to for a long time that have been holding you back. Maybe you've been chaining yourself to old things that haven't been working. And I think this week you're starting to realize that how bad some habits for you were and how much better the future is. And I think you're starting to do more of what you know is good for you, step into new and better chapters that it is that you really like, and loosen the bonds of some things that weren't the best for you, okay? And I think this week you've got the support to do it. You've got the power here to be a new person, to let go of anything that's been holding you back here, and to manifest a new life, being a better person here that you can really begin to build on, that can last you. All right, that's what I see for you, Capricorn. Thank you so much for watching my horoscope. If you like it, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.